This is a TalkStation original podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Paper Boys podcast. I'm JJ Smith.
I'm Zach Nally.
We're reporters with the Carteret County News-Times. We are joined today by West Carteret senior jumper, Jasiah Jones. Thanks for being with us.
No, my pleasure.
So Jasiah won a long jump state championship in the winter of 22 feet, 7.25 inches. You're pretty good when you're jumping 22 feet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell us about. So I was just asking you about the schedule. That's the best part of your state title is Jasiah plays basketball in the winter and does winter track and field. So he has a busy winter. And you were supposed to play Croatan that Thursday. Mm-hmm. And West Carteret has some court issues.
Yes.
This year has some condensation on the floor.
Yeah.
We might. That's another whole different story we need to talk about at some point during this. The court was unplayable.
Yeah.
Like the fourth quarter. So you got to come back Friday.
Yeah.
And play. And then when was the state title meet?
The next.
So tell us about Thursday, Friday, Saturday. How did that go down for you?
So Thursday, playing the whole time, slipping up and down. And then got about to the fourth quarter, and coaches was complaining about his players getting hurt, talking about his son being a soccer player and whatnot, and other players on his team having offers and stuff like that, and I want him to get hurt. And so he was like, yeah, just call it a game, and we'll continue tomorrow. So we had to go out there around noon. Or around late afternoon and play them.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 o'clock or something.
Yeah, and then just finish the fourth quarter, and that we ended up getting that W. And then I had to leave right after that to go to States and wake up at like 7 in the morning and get ready.
Nice. To go to Greensboro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's not like down the street.
so what was your day like jumping wise? About what time did you start? How long does it take to get all your jumps in?
It really depends on the amount of people.
Okay.
There wasn't that many people. I knew all of them, but like it wasn't like that many people. It was like maybe about an estimated 7 minutes wait to jump.
Okay.
So kind of like just got loose to stay warm.
What time did it start for you?
I'm pretty sure it started at 7 or like.
Oh wow.
No, it might have been like 8:15.
Dang, that's early to be jumping though.
Yeah.
You would think. I mean, I guess it makes sense because your bodies as student athletes are already ready to like start. But I mean, 8:15 in the morning though.
To be jumping 23 feet. That's long.
Is that? I mean, you don't jump that early in the day outside of those events, right?
Nah.
That's interesting.
Just warming up. They opened it at like 8:15. Got to warm up and then didn't really jump until like 9:15.
How about that?
Wow. Which of your jumps was the jump that got you the title?
My very last jump.
Oh wow. And what were you trailing by at that point?
I think it was 3 inches actually.
Oh, okay.
It's the same as last year. I could not let that happen again.
Oh, wow. So last year you were down to your final jump.
Lost by 1/4 of an inch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did that put the fire in the belly?
Yeah, it was like I was hurt. I kept thinking about that so much. And I was like, if I ever get to go against him again, I'm not letting him beat me.
And same guy.
Yeah.
Who was this?
A guy from Union Pine.
Okay.
He's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he got what was it? It was like most outstanding or something
the
like
meet?
that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was something close to that.
So what's that like when you're down to their last jump and you're like, this is it?
Yeah, I put everything into it.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, okay, I got to get this. So I'm breathing heavy. I'm like, heart starting to race. Because I was up the whole time, and I was like, I'm calling it. He's gonna beat me on the last jump. And then he beat me by 3 inches.
Wow.
He had 20. I was at 22. I was at 22.2. He got 22.4.
Okay.
And then my last jump, I jumped 22.7. And I came back, and I was like, they were like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, I'm on the verge of passing out, and they were ready to like clown me up. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Hyperventilating?
Yes.
Wow. That's pretty dramatic. Well, speaking of dramatic, and I did some research when Jasiah won this winter, and I'm like, well, who else won a long jump state championship? So I'm going back in, NC mile split.
It's only so far you can.
Right. Yeah. I'm going back, and then NC mile split's got this great page where they've got the county records of every event in track and field, winter and spring. Who has the best mark in that county? They've done it for all 100 counties. So I go back, and the person who has the county record for the long jump did not win a state title. And I'm like, hold on now. So I look. As far as I can tell, Jasiah Jones, in the history of Carteret County, is the only long jump state champion.
That's crazy.
Male.
Sure. Right. Obviously.
How about that?
Something crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's wild. So let's look it up here. We got the county record. I'm going to ask Jasiah if he thinks he can get this. Is Trey Stewart East Carteret, 2014, 23:01. Do we think we can get that, Jasiah? Or is that out of your reach?
At Croatan, the other meet, I was jumping so far that I had to back up because I almost jumped out the pit.
Whoa.
I ended up jumping 23-1.
23:1.
Yep.
Oh, what meet was this? This a couple weeks ago?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it
Okay.
was just regular meet. Like,
Okay. Was that official? 23:01?
Yeah, 23.
Oh, well, we're learning something right here, right on the spot. He's now tied for the county record. Nice. But he finished, this is how good, and this is 1A. This is how good 1A was that year. He finished, he's got the county record, tied with Jasiah now, 23:01. He finished second. Pretty good year for 1A jumper that year, huh?
Yeah.
Because you go 23:01 this spring, you're probably getting the title, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they only won. That's great. And the funny thing is, though, Jasiah, the only state championship, but we've got triple jump champions, we've got high jump champions.
But specifically,
What's your theory there, Mr. Jones, of how guys have won triple jump, they won high jump, but never won a
what makes that event
won a
so
long
different?
jump? What do you think makes it so difficult?
I don't really know. People like asking me how I do it, and I'm just like Nike. I just do it. Like they're asking me, like, do you just like do certain steps, or like do you like what do you do? What do you do to work out? And like I'm like, I don't really work out. It's like they're like, so it's just genetics, and I'm like, that's a main part of it.
Well, you're a student athlete with a couple of other sports. Do you think being a more well-rounded with a lot of different sports under your belt, does that make a difference?
I wouldn't say so, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like lifting. I lift during football, so like, yeah, I do that. But I feel like I lose a lot of it during track because I'm like running it off.
Sure.
So I feel like it's just me getting lighter and like me practicing jumps because I jump and like I'm doing everything like practice, jump, basketball, dunks, and all stuff like that.
Sure.
Straight jumps.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I think it's the reason the guys haven't won a long jump is because most of the time, and I'm sure there's examples where this hasn't been the case, but I would say most of the time, if you're in long jump at the state championship meet, you're probably also in the triple jump, and you might even be in the high jump, and
That's a lot.
that's a lot. Like Mr. Jones won the long jump, but in the high jump you were 8th,
Yeah.
and the triple jump you were 17th. It's hard to do top 5 all 3 of those, right?
Yeah.
That's a long day.
After I got like my mind was set on long jump.
Okay.
Because I was like, I know that's what I'm best at, so that's what I'm gonna try the hardest in.
Okay.
So I ended up doing that. I went to high jump. My legs were I was already gassed because I used all my energy on that last jump.
Sure.
And I ended up getting 6'2" maybe or 6
Okay.
foot, somewhere close to that.
Yeah, 6 foot.
Yeah, but now I think I might be good.
Okay.
Depending on how I do it long, like if I make it to states with long and then high, and maybe triple, I'm jumping 6'6", 6'5", somewhere around that.
Okay.
I just got that like last meet, and I'm trying to get the record.
Oh, it's the school record?
Yes.
What is that?
6'8".
And who is that, do you know?
I thought it was Braxton
Plisco. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
sure,
pretty sure
yeah.
it was him.
Yeah.
And then I almost broke the 100 record, which is kind of crazy to me because I don't be like,
You don't see yourself as a sprinter?
not really.
No.
People say I'm fast. I know I'm like
You're
fast, but like
Not
there's
track
diff-
and field,
not
100 meter
track
fast.
Yeah, like football fast, maybe, but
Right.
not track fast.
Right.
And I got 10.98, and the record is 10.91.
Oh,
wow.
Who's that, do you know?
I'm pretty sure it's Lamar too.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's
I'm on
like
the
that's
verge
like
of-
people always make fun of Tyreek Hill because he always challenges these track and field guys.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they're like, dude, that's not that's like Jasiah saying that there's football speed and there's track and field speed and they're
Yeah.
two very different things.
Right.
Yeah. So what's the goal this spring? Are we going to try to do all 3 at the state meet?
If I can squeeze in there, yes.
Yeah.
But
what-
I know it'd be tough for triple.
What's the goal? What would be the dream in those 3 events? Obviously goal, but like realistically, what's the dream?
I want to get top 5.
Top 5 in all 3.
Yes.
Wow, that would be something.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Obviously,
what
with the
I'm
gold and the long, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah. If we're gonna pick one, right?
pushing. Yeah, I don't really have to build for triple, and I wouldn't say I have to build for high, but I like me practicing it, helping my form, like knowing how I'm pretty heavy, but I'm small.
I was going to say you do not look like your typical high jumper.
Yeah. I'm pretty heavy, but I'm small, so I was like kind of like trying to fix my form with that. I practiced yesterday with my coach, and the 100 and long and triple and high jump at like 1:45 is like an hour and 30 minutes usually before regular practice.
Wow.
So getting out there early, practicing block starts, have it recorded, see what I'm doing, like staying low, just trying to like improve myself.
Yeah. How much do you weigh?
180.
That's probably pretty big for a high jumper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are long and slender.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing these 3 events? Since you were a freshman, or?
I was going to do it freshman year because I didn't make the basketball team, but I like made my way up there because they said they needed more people. So Coach Smith was trying to get me out there to do that, and I was like, I don't know, I don't like really running like for fun. That's what what I'm thinking.
Like, well, especially like you're associating running with basketball or football, where that's not fun at all.
That's punishment.
Yeah, no doubt.
And people are like, you'll be so good at it though. I'm like, I don't want to go out there and just run for fun. That sounds like conditioning.
It does sound like a good time.
Yeah, it sounds like conditioning. So my sophomore year, he finally convinced me to do it, and I was like, he was telling me, you'd be really good at long jump. All you gotta do is run, hit the board, and jump. See as far as you can get. And I'm like, okay, I kind of like that.
So middle school, you hadn't done any track and field?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, because we had COVID. I was going to do it my 8th grade year, but we had COVID year, so all sports was like canceled and all that stuff.
So you've been doing track and field for 3 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Do you feel like now that you have the state title, do you feel like you're a better track and field athlete than you are at football and basketball?
Roughly, yes.
Isn't that's got to be a weird reality to live in, especially if it's something that you weren't sure you wanted to do it, and now it's something that maybe goes at the very top of the pile.
Because your identity's probably been a football guy your whole life, right?
Sure.
Well, maybe not even that. I wasn't even going to play football.
Oh, wow.
I was just going to do basketball and baseball because I was really good at it.
Those have been your sports.
Yeah, and then I quit baseball in 4th grade and just continued to do basketball. And my dad was like, try it, and if you don't like it, then just quit. My first year, I wasn't terrible, but I wasn't good. And the second year I came back, I don't know what happened. Like, just flipped the switch, and I was just, like, all over the place. And then that's, like, kind of how I came known here.
Uh-huh.
Like, it was, like, Pop Warner football, so everybody was like, oh, my goodness, who's this kid? And my dad was like, that's my son. And then I became known right there. And then it was, like, upward, like, just all around because of Mark Eady and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Newport Vikings?
Yes.
You said because of who?
Mark Eady.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you if you had ever worked with is that father or son? You know,
both.
Yeah, both.
Okay.
And Anthony now does some coaching too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
New.
Well, and because Mark Eady is someone that you covered.
Yeah.
Mark Eady Jr. at West Carteret with
that was the
who was the main running back that year?
Those were the John Lancaster years.
That's right.
Yeah.
But he'll always
Todd Nelson.
drop it in my ear. Look out for this kid. Look out for Jasiah Jones. Look out for Jack Bell.
The ones coming up.
Look out for Jack Bell's little brother. There's always
he's gonna be good.
Yeah, he's very excited about the kids.
Always telling about who's in the pipeline.
Absolutely.
Right.
So you were definitely a name that was known coming up before you got to West.
Well, tell us about this winter and being a basketball player and track and field. Your winters are busy, huh?
Yes, like very much.
What's a typical week look like?
It was go to practice maybe 3 times for track.
Okay.
And just do jumps. They wouldn't have me run until like after December because they were like, we don't want your coach like getting mad at us because your legs and stuff like that. So it's like just come to practice, get your steps, jump, leave, and then like not even that. I wouldn't even have time to go to Zaxby's and get like some fries or something to eat. So I'd be running off.
Shout out to Zaxby's.
Yeah, just running off.
Always looking for sponsorship.
That's right.
Y'all can help us out.
Just running off breakfast from McDonald's.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I love some McDonald's. That's no joke right there. But
what do you start the winter at? What do you end at weight wise? Do you drop?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
You're so busy.
A lot of running.
10 pounds, 15, something like that.
10.
Wow, no doubt.
Because I was like, I don't like it because I'm losing weight. Because I'm thinking football in my mind.
Right.
I'm thinking, I want to do track, and me jumping at lighter weight would help me.
Sure.
So I'm like, in the summer, I'm really gonna have to hit the weights because I'm gonna need to get heavier. And I'm thinking about doing track in college. I was
gonna say the last person that I think came from West that was really was almost going to college for jumping was Josh Williams.
Oh right.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and he was somebody that had not seen himself being a track person.
Oh,
got out
true.
there and excelled far more than
kind of a similar path.
Yeah. Of course, he ended up going a different route instead of doing track in college. But it's funny how you a lot of these coaches, they recruit student athletes.
The athletes.
Please come out here and just lend us
Let's
your
see
skills
what
for
you
a
can
little
do.
bit.
Yeah.
And then it ends up being the thing that may end up getting a scholarship somewhere or whatever.
Tell us about being an athlete under Marshall Windsor, who I think this year is in his 53rd year.
I mean,
Literally.
generations of people.
He kills me. He's like, so I first met him when the first time I went out there. He was like, Coach Smith tells me you're gonna be jumping for us, and I was like, yes sir, I'm gonna see what I can do. And I didn't really know him then. He was like, well, I'm gonna get you to high jump. Of course you're gonna do long jump, and maybe we could squeeze in triple in the 4x1. So I had that 4x1 team with Dylan McBride, Jackson Whitaker, and Lamar Till. That was a pretty solid squad.
Yeah.
And then high jump, I was not good at it because he was like, you got to arch. And I was like, I can't. Like, I feel like I'm not built for that.
The spine doesn't go that way.
Yeah, like, I feel like I'm not built for that. And then eventually I ended up getting a hang on it. And he was like, you could be as good as Tyler, maybe even better, but you just gotta watch her form, like watch how she jumps.
Tyler Collins.
Yeah.
National champion.
Like take notes from her. So
Nice.
I kind of like learned how to high jump off of her.
Wow.
Just watch.
Like, yeah, just watching her like form and everything.
Uh-huh.
Like I was like, okay, like observing.
Yeah.
And then long jump, I just did my own thing. Triple, I didn't do that until last year. I kind of like caught on to it because I was like, I could not understand how to like triple because like my brain.
It looks so awkward.
Yeah, my brain didn't want me to like, it was like
Yeah.
opposite foot. So step, not the same foot. And I'm like.
Because you jump and land on the same one, right?
Yeah. I was like, I can't do it. And they're like, we're going to get you to, like, we're going to teach you eventually. And then I ended up getting it. And I think my highest is 43.9.
Okay.
And they were like, you need to start jumping from the longer board. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, what if I don't make it, though? Like, I don't want to land on the concrete and stuff like that, like, obviously. But I've kind of, like, adjusted myself, and I'm trying to get better at it.
No, it's not fun to photograph either. I never quite know when to start firing off.
Right.
I'm like, what? Wait. Okay, no. Long jump, very easy.
Yeah.
He launches, take the shot, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what are your PRs in those three events?
For high jump, I just got 6'5".
Okay.
Or 6'6". They told me 6'6", but I'm starting to feel like it's 6'5". It doesn't look that high in the video. But long jump 22.11 or
23.1 now.
Yeah, 23.1 now. And then I don't know what my time is for the 4x1.
Let's see. I'm looking at Josh. Josh won with a 44.06.5.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty hard. He has the build for it. I don't got
Right.
That's the long leg build.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. See, I don't know. His mom won it too, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
I feel like that's a reason why he did it, but I'm not really sure.
How tall are you, Jasiah?
I'm 5'11".
It's funny that you can tell Jasiah is a good jumper because he's 5'11". He's second on the basketball team in rebounding, and he led the team in blocks. So 5'11".
Normally that's like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Until jumping came into play there. Tell us about this basketball season. How did you feel how that went?
I feel like it went really good. I feel like we should have won more games than we did. It's just we didn't adjust properly to it. Like Kinston, we definitely should have won that first game. It was the power was there, power behind it and stuff. White Oak, we definitely should have lost that game. We should not have. And it kind of hurts because it's like last year, and you're like,
right.
I'm not really a basketball kind of guy. I'm like, it's still a fun, like, I enjoy it. That's like why I do it. I actually enjoy it. And then seeing like the younger ones like Juwan and Jack and all them, like I feel like they can actually go somewhere with
They're basketball guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it easier or tougher? Winter and what's the difference between winter and spring track? I think I have a theory on which one's tougher. Which one do you think is tougher to win a state title in?
I feel like spring, just because there's more athletes out there.
Right.
Like, everybody's not in basketball.
That's right.
But I feel like the practices are like harder. But once you get to the indoor facility, it's like spring. And I was like, yeah, I like this because like it's inside, so I'm warm.
Right.
So my knees aren't like buckling up while I'm trying to jump.
Yeah, it's funny though. The whole season, winter's track and field. It's two different sports. The whole season's outdoors, and then the state title meets indoors.
Yeah, we call it indoor, but
Right.
it's like winter. But unless you live in a metro area where you could practice indoors,
Right.
Yeah.
I have theory that spring. I think the argument can be made for both because spring there's more athletes. Because like Jasiah said,
I know where you're going, though.
all the basketball players are
the hardcores.
Yeah.
are now out for spring track and field,
Sure,
football
sure.
too. But in winter, man, if you're doing track and field, you are committed.
Sure.
That's the cream of the crop. So when you go to state, you're not playing. You're not jumping against some basketball guy who just decided to try it out. You're dudes who are taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like their main sport. So
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah, they're trying to be like seen for it. So
No
like,
doubt.
I'm definitely going to try my hardest to be seen.
I'm trying to get some scholarship here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wow, now that I realize this is your first year as in track and field as a sophomore, you go 9th at the state meet and in the long jump and 13th in the high jump. You know, you top 10 in one of those. Did that give you some confidence? Like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, because I didn't really think about it. I was like, my sophomore year, I was like, I'm just going to try it and see how it works out. And I'm like, I like in my mind, I'm like, I know I'm not going to win because all these guys are older and bigger than me. But if I step it up a little bit, maybe I could end up being a state champion.
Jasiah is our, we've mentioned football a couple times. Zach, you mentioned he's our player of the year. He had 695 receiving yards. He had 108 rushing yards. He had 184 kickoff return yards. He was the team punter, 392 yards. All-purpose yards was 1,040. He had 12 touchdowns. So you kind of do everything for the football team. Then in this winter, you're doing basketball and track and field. Are you bored in the summer just doing one sport?
I've been doing 7-on-7. That's kind of how I got my first offer. That's like, it was like 7-on-7 recon. I wasn't sure about it, but Tanner, the QB, and Jay, the tight end, trying to get me to do it. So I was like, okay, I'll go out there with y'all.
Okay.
I was like, his dad was like trying to like introduce him to me and stuff like that, and they were like, I feel like this guy could like actually make the team and like end up being a valuable asset. And I ended up joining that and then get my first offer from UNCP.
So we're April, senior year. Decision time's coming up soon. Football, track and field. What are we going to do in college? What do you think it's going to come down to? The best offer you get?
Yeah, definitely. I like UNCP because we had a.
Is this for what sport?
Football.
They've offered you? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're debating.
Yeah, and I'm want to talk to the coach about doing track because it's
to do both.
two different time frames.
Okay.
So it's like it wouldn't be too overwhelming.
Okay.
But
Yeah, 2 at one time, that'd be tough.
yeah,
Ooh, at the college level.
we had a weekend camp. I feel like I can't remember how long it was, but we had a camp there, and we got to stay there and got to talk to the coach, stuff like that. And they were like, "We're excited to see you back and see what you can do," stuff like that. And I feel like my favorite part is definitely the cafeteria because all you can eat, and that I love to eat. That's something else. All you can eat.
It reminds me of
Pizza,
that
stuff
coach
like
that said, if you come sign with us, was it Marshall or something? I'll give you the Eastern Kentucky or something. I'll give you the chicken biscuits, free chicken biscuits for the whole. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, y'all don't know what I'm talking about? I'll have to look this up while y'all are talking.
Okay.
It's the NIL thing where the coach was offering up chicken biscuits.
Well, if we just went to school for track and field, what schools are we looking at?
Definitely UNCW.
Okay.
Because I did go up there for an unofficial visit, like tour. It's actually a pretty big school, but I like it.
Yeah.
Like I ran there my sophomore year, and like jumped and ran the 4x1 and stuff like that. I didn't get the high jump because I had hurt my ankle, but I did the 4x1 and long jump. And it seems like a pretty friendly school. Like I like it. And
Quite a few county kids have gone into UNCW, done track and field, so you'd have some questions. You'd be able to some people you could ask questions about.
Grace was actually the one that
Grace Guilford, yeah.
She's the one that like got me to like reach out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Because me not thinking, I'm thinking like he's not gonna answer, and he
the
answered.
coach?
He answered in less than a day, and I was like, oh. And he was actually at the state meet too. He see me jump. He see me jump on the very last jump, like to win it.
Nice.
And he was telling Coach Smith that he was like, yeah, like I really want him on the team, and I was just like, that's like a really good feeling. Like it's like relief and stuff like that. Like knowing that someone wants me to be at their school, like actually wanting to be wanted.
Is this a stressful decision?
Yeah, very much, because there's a lot that comes with it.
Yeah. Have you set a deadline for yourself?
Not yet. I'm discussing with my parents.
Okay.
Because my dad's telling me, like the decision's coming and stuff like that. It's time to like make the decision. And I'm like, it's track, football. I was like, which one do I want to do? I could do track and football at UNCP, but UNCW is just straight track because they don't have a football team. I don't know. It's just.
Any idea what you might want to study when you get there? That might play a role, huh?
I was gonna do like like physical trainer because like
exercise science.
yeah, because I've hurt my ankle plenty of times,
a lot of time in the
there's a
training
high
room.
demand for it.
Yeah. But it's like I feel like it'd be a lot to like learn like every single bone in the body and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's in between that and business because I want to have my own business.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
And just so I don't sound like a crazy person, it was the Marshall football head coach, and it's this place there called Tudor's Biscuits or Tudor's.
Oh, they're famous for or whatever.
Yeah, they're famous for it. And the head coach, Charles Huff, came out and said, any Ohio State guys who want to transfer here, who aren't getting enough playing time, you come here, NIL deal, free biscuits the whole time you're here. It was a whole funny thing. Yeah.
Well, Jasiah, man, you have been fun to cover. You've provided, I told Madison Bowen, she's provided a lot of content for the News Times over 4 years. And Jasiah, between football, basketball, winter track and field, spring track and field, his name's been in the News Times a couple times.
That's right.
Over the past 4 years. You've been fun to cover, and good luck to you in your decision, and good luck to you in the spring, and we'll be keeping up with you.
Thank you very much.